If you're wondering whether you have enough saved to retire comfortably, you're asking exactly the right question. I'm going to show you the real calculation, not some oversimplified rule, so you can actually know where you stand. Look, I work with pre retirees just like you, professionals in their 50s who've done everything right, built solid careers, saved consistently, and they still lie awake wondering if it's enough. You're not alone in feeling this way. The retirement industry hasn't made this easy to figure out. I'm Jerry Bulaclac with Radiant Vest. I work with pre retirees across the country as well as locally here in Tampa Bay. I've been a financial advisor since 2005, and I'm a fiduciary legally required to put your interests first. And the number one question I get is, am I on track? Over the next 12 minutes, I'm going to walk you through the real retirement calculation, not the outdated 4% rule everyone quotes. Three factors most people miss that change everything: a live calculator demonstration using real numbers, and how to know if you're actually ahead or behind for your age. By the end, you'll have clarity instead of anxiety. So let's dive in. First, let's talk about why most retirement calculators mislead you. You've probably heard of the 4% rule. Withdraw 4% of your portfolio each year in retirement and you'll be fine. Well, this came from a 1994 study, and honestly, it's outdated. Here's what changed: we're living longer, markets are different, interest rates have been historically low, and inflation isn't behaving like it used to. Modern research from people like Wade Faw, David Blanchett, and the Guyton Klinger studies suggest that flexible withdrawal rates between 5 to 6% can actually be sustainable with the right guardrails. When I design retirement income distribution strategies for clients, we don't use a one size fits all percentage. We build dynamic plans that maximize tax efficiency and ensure long term sustainability of their capital. Plans that adjust based on market conditions, spending needs, and tax implications. If you've been told just multiply your annual spending by 25 and that's your number, and it made you panic, that's because it's too simplistic. You need a better framework. Before we get to the calculator, you need to understand three factors that change everything. Most people don't realize that when you claim Social Security can create a significant difference in lifetime benefits. Claiming at age 62 versus 70 isn't just an 8-year question, it's either a permanent reduction or increase to your monthly check. I use specialized Social Security calculators to model different scenarios for clients. For a married couple, the strategy around spousal benefits and survivor benefits can be the difference between comfort and stress in your 80s. How your money is positioned, taxable accounts, traditional IRAs, Roth IRAs, matters more than most people think. If everything is in a traditional 401k, you're going to have a massive tax bill in retirement. Now, I don't prepare tax returns. My role is to collaborate directly with your CPA or tax advisor to ensure your investment strategy is fully integrated with your overall tax plan. But I absolutely consider tax implications when structuring portfolios. I also structure retirement income plans to incorporate a tax free bucket by directing clients toward consistent Roth IRA funding. This hedges against the uncertainty of future tax rate increases. In one case, I optimized wealth transfer through a strategic Roth conversion that led to $38,000 in anticipated tax savings for the client's heirs. Where you retire changes your numbers significantly. If you're watching from a high tax state and considering a move, this matters. State income taxes, property taxes, cost of living, these aren't minor details. For those of you here in Tampa Bay or thinking about retiring in Florida, no state income tax is a huge advantage. Your retirement dollars stretch further. But housing costs and insurance have changed, so we need to factor that into the equation. All right, let me show you how this actually works. I'm going to walk you through the Radiant Vest retirement calculator using a real scenario. Let's say you're 55, want to retire at 65, and you have $900,000 saved. You're contributing $20,000 a year, spending about $120,000 now, and you expect Social Security to cover about $45,000 of that in retirement. First, we input your current savings, $900,000. We'll assume you're contributing $20,000 per year for the next 10 years until retirement. We'll use a conservative growth rate of 6%. This isn't too aggressive, it's a balanced portfolio assumption. When I manage portfolios using tools like Morningstar and FT Apex for analysis, we're typically looking at moderately conservative to moderate allocations depending on risk tolerance. Now, let's think about what you'll need in retirement. You're spending $120,000 a year now, and you expect Social Security to cover about $45,000 of that. So, you need $75,000 per year from your portfolio. That's your $120,000 total spending minus $45,000 from Social Security. Here's where it gets interesting. At a traditional 4% withdrawal rate, you'd need $1,875,000 to generate $75,000. But with a 5.5% flexible withdrawal rate and an assumed 6% annual growth rate using modern research and guardrails, you'd need about $1,363,636. Based on your current trajectory and assuming a 6% annual growth rate by 65, you'd have approximately $1,875,000. Now, here's what's interesting. You're right at the 4% rule requirement, but you're well ahead using the modern 5.5% approach with guardrails. You've got about $511,000 cushion. That's breathing room for market volatility, unexpected expenses, or even retiring a year or two early. This is exactly the kind of analysis I walk through with families. I've guided retired clients through strategic IRA withdrawal sequencing with the goal of achieving maximum tax efficiency. And I've implemented strategic Roth conversions that provide beneficiaries with tax-free inheritances and eliminate future tax reporting complexity. It's not just about having the money, it's about positioning it correctly. We build in guardrails. If the portfolio drops by 15%, we reduce withdrawals temporarily. If it grows beyond projections, we increase spending or leave more to heirs. We rebalance annually and adjust for tax efficiency. When I design comprehensive retirement income distribution strategies for my retiree households, we're planning for flexibility, not rigidity. The goal is confidence, not perfection. So, how do you know if you're actually on track for your age? Here's a general framework. Emphasis on general because every situation is different. Age 45, 3 to 4 times your annual income saved. Age 50, 5 to 6 times your annual income. Age 55, 7 to 8 times your annual income. And age 60, 9 to 10 times your annual income. If you're ahead of these, you're in good shape. If you're behind, don't panic. There are catch-up strategies. I help clients in their 50s optimize catch-up contributions, reposition underperforming assets, and think strategically about things like deferred compensation, HSA strategies, vacation banking, and timing within the Florida retirement system, especially around the drop program. These aren't just theory, these are real levers we pull. Now, my practice specializes in pre-retiree households within 15 years of retirement, and we maintain a fiduciary standard in all client relationships. Your financial goals and interests are always the primary focus of every recommendation. Here's what I want you to take away. If you're in that $1 million plus range, you're probably closer than you think. The anxiety you feel, that's not because you're behind, it's because nobody gave you a clear framework to evaluate where you stand. So here's what to do next. I created a pre-retirement readiness checklist that walks you through all 30 things you should have in place before you retire, including this retirement number calculation. It takes 10 minutes. You get a personalized score and it'll show you exactly where you stand. Link is in the description or first comments below. Grab the calculator I just showed you. It's the same Radiant Vest retirement calculator I use with clients, and it'll let you plug in your own numbers. Link is in the description, first comment below. Download it and run your scenario. If you're watching from anywhere in the country and want to talk through your specific situation, I work with clients nationwide via virtual consultations. We can hop on a complimentary 20-minute call and see if you're on track. No pressure, just clarity. If you're here in the Tampa Bay area, we can meet in person, or if virtual works better for you, that's great. Either way, let's talk about where you are and where you want to be. Whether you work with me or not, my goal is that you walk away from this video with less anxiety and more clarity. You've worked hard, you've saved, and you deserve to know if it's enough. Remember, as a fiduciary, my job is to put your interests first. That's not a tagline, that's a legal requirement. So if we talk and I'm not the right fit, I'll tell you. I've been doing this since 2005, and the clients I work best with are pre-retirees who want a clear plan, not a sales pitch. You're asking the right questions. Keep going. And if this video was helpful, do me a favor, hit like and subscribe. Look, if your number came out somewhere around $1 million, you're probably wondering if that's actually enough. That's exactly what I cover in my next video. I break down the $1 million retirement question with real numbers, real scenarios, and the truth about whether it works. Click the video on your screen right now or check the description below. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute personalized financial advice. For advice specific to your situation, consult with a qualified financial advisor. All right, see you next time.